Thank you, Chair Davis and Vice Chair Duncan. And board members, it's my pleasure to be with you all here this morning, and I can't wait for the day when this room is packed with people again, as I remember it from a few years ago. Excuse me. I do want to share a few things with you all, although I don't have a formal report to give on day 4. The most common question that I received on the campaign trail is, why did you decide to run? And the answer for me is very simple. The surest pathway to economic prosperity and freedom in this country is still a public education. But we are not educating all kids. And despite the Herculean efforts of our teachers, administrators, and superintendents, and their parents, we are not educating all kids. And since the day after the election, I have been working to develop my North Star, to develop a vision for the department. And this vision must be one that puts students at the center of everything that we do. And for me, that began with my relationship with the State Board of Education. Prior to the election, the State Board reached out to the candidates and asked for time on their calendar after the election to get off on the right foot. That action and that olive branch have led to what can only be described now as a one team, one voice approach to the relationship between the agency and the State Board of Education. One example that I will share of how we are enacting one team, one voice is in the organizational chart of the agency and the board. That organizational chart will have one general counsel, it will have one communications leader, and it will have a legislative affairs team that works hand in hand to be sure that we are communicating our priorities to the General Assembly such that we are speaking with one voice. So if I could just talk briefly about the who of that org chart, I would love that opportunity. So it's no secret who my new senior leadership team, who they are and where they've come from. I've been able to bring on some amazing superintendents like Dr. Robert Taylor, Dr. Catherine Edmonds, Dr. Derek Jordan. And as this team comes together, actually next week, to establish our North Star and to do all the things that organizations need to do when a new leader comes aboard, we will be setting a vision whose North Star is that every single child in North Carolina needs to have a highly qualified, excellent teacher, and all else will flow under that. When we talk about the need to, for example, bolster principal pay, as I said earlier today, principals have so much to do with how we recruit and retain teachers. When we talk about diversification of the teaching workforce, we're talking about having the best teachers in front of all students. When we talk about licensure, we're talking about the fact that right now only 30% of students in our state have a fully licensed math teacher. We have changes to make, and those changes begin here now. I saw a sign the other day that said, "One day or day one, you choose." Every day that we say, well, one day we'll do that, is a day that we are not fulfilling our constitutional obligation to provide all students with a sound basic education. So, I vote for day one. I choose day one, as I know you all do, and I look forward to beginning this journey with you all. Thank you so much.